Yo guys, CFB, welcome back to a brand new video. Hopefully we're all doing well. Today we're back with obviously another transfer news video. That's all the videos are going to be pretty much until the new season. Transfer news videos. Obviously there's always transfer news revolving around Chelsea. There is some that I've missed out on this video through the last couple of days that I will mention in this video. But before we get into the video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video. Also, first link in the description is my second channel, which I'm actually uploading on there tomorrow. And if you haven't caught it already, I'm uploading an Outlast walkthrough, scary game. So if you want to see me get scared over a game, then go ahead, check that out. It's not funny in the slightest, honestly. It's not funny in the slightest. But yeah, go and check that out. First thing in the description. It'd be very much appreciated. Now, we've got some decently big news. There's not been much incoming news since the Jackson Here We Go, which is obviously, if you haven't seen my video, my last video, it's a Here We Go. So Chelsea now have a new striker coming on. There's not been much concrete incoming news. Obviously, we've been hearing the same about Casado. Chelsea are coming with the second bid this week, so I'm preparing for that. Apparently, it's going to be a big bid because Chelsea know apparently the valuation for him. So, yeah, but there's been a lot of outgoing news. So let's get straight into this. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. And we're going to start off with the big one, probably the second biggest bit of news, actually. And this has literally just come today. About an hour ago, so this is what Fabrizio Romano had to say. Understand AC Milan and Chelsea are closing in on Ruben Loftus-Cheek deal for €16 million fee plus €4 million add-ons. This is the final package. Personal terms agreed. Ruben Loftus-Cheek understood to be really excited about joining Milan. Final details discussed then. Here we go. So Ruben Loftus-Cheek looks out the door. I said to you guys about a week or two ago when it looked like Loftus-Cheek to AC Milan was off because of the Maldini getting sacked thing. I said to you guys, he will still leave Chelsea. He'll probably go to Milan. Lazio are monitoring the situation and stuff like that. And 2 weeks later, it looks like I'm right. They do call me Fabrizio behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's unfortunate to see Loftus-Cheek go because I think he's still a really good squad player. But let's be real, for what Chelsea need long term, for Chelsea competing again, winning titles and, Champions Leagues and stuff like that, being at the top, the cream of the creme again, we need better players than Loftus-Cheek. He was a good squad player. Loftus-Cheek was amazing in 18-19. If Loftus-Cheek didn't get injured in that friendly at the end of the 18-19 season, he would have been good enough to be in the Chelsea squad for competing for Premier League titles for the future. He still would have been now. In fact, I reckon Loftus-Cheek would have been one of the best midfielders in the Premier League if he didn't get that injury. Because in that 18-19 season, along with Eden Hazard, him and Hazard were just unbelievable. Loftus-Cheek, after he got that injury, he lost all that shooting technique. He lost his technical ability a bit. Obviously, he still has it. But for where he's at right now, in terms of his career, in terms of his ability, I think he'd actually suit the Serie A and joining AC Milan to a T. I think he would do really well there. So I've got nothing but thank yous for Loftus-Cheek. Good luck to him. I may have been a bit critical last season on him, if you've seen my reviews on him and stuff like that last season. I may have been a bit critical on him. But in all fairness, he's been a brilliant servant, Loftus-Cheek, great guy. He is a Chelsea fan. He's Chelsea through and through, he is. He always puts the club first, so I've got nothing but respect for him. 20%, I swear every time I record it's always 20 or 10%. But yeah, good luck to him wherever he goes. It looks like that's going to be about 13 million we're going to get for him. So, decent bit of money. So yeah, thank you Loftus-Cheek and good luck at AC Milan. So now we move on to another outgoing, which looks I think this one could be done maybe this week. And this is again from Fabrizio Romano, evolving around Azpilicueta. Understand Chelsea's final green light to Cesar Azpilicueta contract termination is expected soon. Work in progress. Azpilicueta has agreed a 2-year deal at Inter. Verbal agreement in place since last week. Again, it's a sad one. This one's more sad than Loftus because Aspie, came in. I think he came in, 2013? I think it was the year after we won the Champions League, so it was the year we got in Hazard. And, we brought him for like 8 million or something like that. It was a bargain. It turned out to be a Chelsea legend. Would you class him? Yeah, he is definitely a Chelsea legend. I shouldn't even let that go through my head. He is a Chelsea legend. But there's obviously scales of Chelsea legends, isn't there? That'll be actually a good video to talk about, that would. But yeah, again, revolving around Azpilicueta, this one looks like it's going to happen. Again, I think it's another player that I think should have left Chelsea maybe last year or the year before. It was long overdue. But again, nothing but respect for Azpilicueta, who's been a great servant at the club. Always put the club first. It's just the last couple of years, his legs haven't been holding out, have they? They just haven't, So, again, nothing but good luck to him. It's not a final, here we go yet, He could all of a sudden stay at Chelsea next season. You never know. I think it's very unlikely, though. But it's looking very likely. It will be on a free. We won't get any money for him. I think that's respectful. After everything he's done for the club. So yeah, it's a sad one, but it's one that has to happen again for Chelsea to be better in the long term, obviously. So now let's move on to Nicholas Jackson. I forgot to say this in my last video, but his medical is all done. It should be announced maybe in the next coming days, like officially announced in the next coming days. Definitely this week, in my opinion. But here's some more information about Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson will sign an 8-year contract at Chelsea until June 2031. What the hell am I on about? 2031. I've seen a lot of rival fans saying, I swear, FIFA and stuff like that, put in this 5-year gap you can only have and stuff like that. No, that's actually available. That's available on July 1st, if I'm not mistaken, that you can only have a 5-year cap on a player's contract. So if we get Caicedo done early, before July 1st, and get the contract signed, we could get him put on an 8-year contract or a 12-year contract like we did with Enzo. We do need to tie down Caicedo quick. You know what I mean? Quick. But it's looking likely. So yeah, Nicholas Jackson on an 8-year contract. Yeah, I just thought I'd give you that news, guys. It's not huge news, but it's news. Now, the next bit of news, I actually want to quickly say just before I get into it. We acquired a club under our club wing. It's this multi-club thing Chelsea are trying to get done. We acquired Stratberg, or whatever they're called, Stratberg. Sorry if I butchered that, but you're part of the family now. You're not me, part of the Chelsea family. So welcome. So Todd Boehly and that own the club now, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too clued up on it all. I'm still learning about it, but they've acquired either a stake in the club or something where they can loan players to them and get it all done. Obviously, funny bone hurt. Jesus Christ. They can all get it done because Todd Boehly owns that club. If we want to loan a player or buy a player from them, Todd Boehly owns the club. He gets first say. So yeah, it looks like we're going after another club under that wing. By the way, Stratberg came to 65 million. And here's the other club that's been said as of late. After acquiring the stake in Stratberg, the next target for Todd Boehly and Chelsea in the multi-club model is Rio Ave FC in Portugal. Now, if you know me, I'm a big fan of Portugal. I love Portugal. I've been there a couple of times. I loved it there. Great place, I would be, and a lot of young talents, good young talents come out of Portugal as well. We've seen it over the years, Ronaldo, Felix, Leao, stuff like that, players like that. I wouldn't be against us going for a Portuguese team at all. I won't be lying when I say I know nothing about this club. I've never heard about this club, but if we acquire him, that's cool. That's cool in my eyes. This multi-club wing that we're meant to be doing, it will be like 4 or 5 clubs or something like that. Because Man City have one, I think, as well. And that's how they've got like players like Romeo Lavia and stuff like that. from the multi-club model. So yeah. But before we move on to the massive bit of news, we've actually got some Andre Santos news that I want to tell you guys, which you might be interested in. So Fabrizio Romano says this: Mauricio Pochettino has been following Andre Santos and thinks he is a very good player. Pochettino wants to work with Santos in pre-season. Now, if you've been watching my last couple games, what the hell? If you've been watching my last couple videos, you would know I'm actually a big fan of Andre Santos. Before we signed him, I knew nothing about him. I saw clips of him. I was like, he seems like a really, really good player. And I've seen a couple clips of recent games since we've signed him, obviously, because we loaned him back to the Gama, I think they're called in Brazil. And he looks like a phenomenal player, honestly. And apparently the Chelsea board think Andre Santos is one of the best signings they've actually made since acquiring the club, since acquiring Chelsea. Like I've already said, he reminds me a bit like Essien, the Brazilian Essien. He reminds me a bit like Essien in that role that he can play. You know, he's physical. In a 4-2-3-1, he would fit perfectly because in the midfield, a double pivot is what he does best in. That's his position, working in a double pivot. He can do DM. He's a goal-scoring machine. Young talent as well. For the future, he's going to be massive for Chelsea, and I can see it already. And I can't wait to see him in pre-season. I really can't wait to see him in pre-season. I want him in the squad for the Premier League next season. I can understand if Chelsea give him a Premier League loan move. I wouldn't be too against that at all. I wouldn't be too against it at all. But I would like him in the squad for next season. Maybe preferably as Enzo's backup in that midfield position. Like I said, I would like him in the squad next season. But we have to see how he is in pre-season. Like I've said many times, don't solely judge someone off pre-season, by the way, because pre-season, don't judge results and players off pre-season. It's literally just a fitness game. That's all it is. It's not winning, it's fitness. So I'll keep bashing my funny bone, Jesus. So yeah. By the way, to do with pre-season, I will not be doing reviews and previews on pre-season. I'll just mention it in a video or something like that, like the result or, you know, my prediction or something like that. I'll just mention it in a transfer news video because pre-season videos aren't, you know, that important. They're not that important. So yeah, that's the Andre Santos news. I'm glad he's getting a look in. Now we move on to the huge bit of news, which I want to give pretty much my final opinion on it because I'm sick of this whole saga. So Fabrizio Romano came out with this last night. Understand Chelsea have just rejected Manchester United's third bid for Mason Mount. It hasn't met Chelsea's valuation as Chelsea counter offer is £58 million plus €7 million to get it done. €7 million, £7 million in add-ons to get it done. Chelsea have also offered to meet in person to resolve in everyone's interests. More to follow. Now, just get the saga done with. Get it done. I was hoping Mason Mount would have left Chelsea by the end of this week. And I'm still hoping that could be done. Because I just want to get Caicedo in quickly. But this is what is holding it up in my eyes. This transfer is holding it up. In my eyes, I think Chelsea should have accepted 55 million plus €5 million. I think they should have accepted that. I think that's reasonable. Mason Mount on his final year of his contract. I think we should have accepted that. I think it was very silly for Chelsea not to accept it. It looks like we're trying to hold out for 65 million in total package. Now, I've seen a lot of people going, Fabrizio's lying. Fabrizio Romano's lying about the whole saga. Mount wants to stay. This is all lies. You know, David Ornstein's lying and stuff like that. Look, come on, guys. Come on. When has Fabrizio Romano ever publicly lied about the situation? When? When has he ever publicly lied in a situation anyway to do with a transfer? I forgot. He got Enzo Fernandez wrong, didn't he? He got Enzo Fernandez saga wrong. He got the, you know, Santos saga wrong. He got the Jackson saga wrong. He's got the, you know, Wesley Fofana saga wrong. He's got other transfers from other clubs wrong, hasn't he? Come on, this guy's the most reliable guy you can get. Do you know what I mean? He is. Because obviously there's been a couple of reports coming out saying that Mason Mount has never asked to leave Chelsea. He's never publicly asked to leave Chelsea. Let's not be dumb here. Let's not be dumb. He's obviously not gone to Chelsea and gone, I want out of the club. I don't want to be here at the club. No, he's gone to the club and said, look, I want to join Manchester United. If you're not going to sell me this season, fine. I will train for pre-season. I'll give my all in the last season and I'll leave on a free. I'm not signing another contract. That's what he has said. He's not said, I want to leave. All he said is, I want the Man United move. Why do you think he's agreed personal terms for Manchester United, for God's sake? He's agreed personal terms with United. Just get the saga done. In my eyes as well, even if it stays and United go, you know, we're not signing you now, we're not going to sign you on a free when you leave on a free. In my opinion, there's no way back for Mount. This saga's gone on for too long. It's got too toxic. You know, he's agreed personal terms with a rival. There's no way back. It's finished. He has to leave this season. He has to leave. And like I said, I'm no hater of Mount. I've always liked Mount. I'm just critical because I know there's a good player there. I'm just very critical of him because he's a good player. You know, but he's not been performing like it for a long, long time. But this saga's gone on too much and it's too toxic. It's got to go. And I still think he will leave. I still think Chelsea will say 60 million or something like that. But yeah, very, very unfair by Chelsea to reject the 55. I think we should have took the 55. So yeah, that's my opinion on the Mason Mount situation. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Same with the Santos, Loftus-Cheek leaving. How do you feel about that? Aspilicueta potentially leaving as well. Let me know in the comments down below what you all think about it as well. Also the multi-club model. So yeah, I'll be very intrigued to know. Please like, subscribe, everybody. Take care all. Enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, turn notification bell on as well. Take care. Peace.